Hello, friends. Ken, AmeriPro Mortgage, Silvercreek Realty Group. I'm here trying to record a short video on down payment assistance. I know everybody wants to hear about the down payment assistance program, right? I mean, I know I do. I mean, how do you get into a house? How do you get that down payment? Are you going to save? Are you going to get a gift from your parents? Definitely could do that. Could you take it out of the 401k? Do you have a savings plan at work? Yes, you can use your 401k. Let's say you don't have a 401k. Let's say your parents are stingy. They got the $500,000 house. They're not going to give you anybody. I mean, come on. Some parents are that way. It's not stingy. I mean, everybody has their own goals in life, but there is the down payment assistance program, and it's a grant. And I have grants and I have repayable seconds. I have 100% financing where you don't even need a grant, but they're dependent on the area. Today, I'm talking about my down payment assistance that goes along with the FHA, and they can give you or gift you or 3.5%, or they can do the 2%. So you can come in with a little bit of money. Let's say you don't have the whole 3.5% down, or maybe you can't get a seller concession to pay for some of your closing costs. So you need a little bit of a gift. So either way, you can work these out. As on the loan side, we just need to know how the offer is, as long as you're qualified for the payment. Well, how much is the rate on these things? What are we talking about? Well, today, on the 19th, on a Friday in January of 2024, in the snowy Treasure Valley, that's what we have today, 7.25 is a 2% grant, and 7.75 is a 3.5% grant. And that's at par pricing. So we can go below that, but then you're buying it down. Doesn't make sense. You're going to buy your rate down when you could have used the same money to do the down payment. However, let's just say you've got a house and you want to buy and someone wants to sell, and they're going to say, hey, we'll give you a 10 or a 15,000 seller concession, which you can use to pay your loan costs, your title costs, your insurance, and buy your rate down. That might be a good deal. So it kind of depends on the deal, depends on the house, how strong a realtor that you have. But for the 100% financing, it's borrower paid, it's not lender paid, which means if it was lender paid, the loan costs would be included in the rate. It's not. These can only go borrower paid, which means you have to bring in to pay the loan people, to close the loan, to work on the loan. You also have to bring in the money to pay the title and to bring in the escrow and the taxes and the insurance. So yeah, you need a seller concession, usually about 10,000 on a 350K home here in the Treasure Valley. Puts you in a good spot. A little thin, 15,000 is better. Hey, have you seen the CBH homes? You can get a whole lot more. You can raise the purchase price of the FHA property if the appraisal will carry it, to get the rest as a gift, as a seller concession. Excuse me, not a gift, a seller concession from the homeowner. And that depends on if the value of the property will carry the purchase price that you're trying to put it in at. So these are these are loans. These are purchase loans. These are how you buy a house. First-time home buyers, I know it might be a little bit confusing, but that's why you work with a qualified loan professional. AmeriPro Mortgage, 226-44-855-363 NMLS. 30-year fixed are these loans. 30-year fixed, the payment doesn't change. And here is something interesting. If you buy a house with a down payment assist program, did you know after you make 6 payments, you can go back and look at the rate again? FHA allows a product called the Streamline, where you don't have to reappraise a house or look at your income. Made 6 payments, and you can streamline to a lower rate. Purchase loans are always a higher rate than a Streamline refinance or a refinance. Purchase loans are some of the highest interest rates besides a cash out refinance. And these are on owner-occupied properties. If you go to investment properties, well, then that's a whole different ballgame. So today I'm just talking about the down payment assistance program. We do 620 on this particular program that I'm looking at today, 620 FICO and above on a 48.9 debt-to-income ratio. We do all the debt-to-income ratio work. You don't have to figure it out. As far as the FICO, that's your mid-FICO on a FICO pool blend. We pull the credit score, do not charge you up front. Charges that you get up front when you go to buy a house are your earnest money. Okay, so you're going to make a contract if someone wants to sell a house, you have to have earnest money. Sometimes it's quite a bit. Sometimes it's not, anywhere from 500 to 5,000, on a $350,000 house. $2,000 is a good number, but you have to have some type of earnest money in there. So it's not 100% no money down when you go to buy these houses. You need your earnest money, which you can negotiate to get them into contract. Depends on the seller, how much earnest money that you want to put up. This earnest money is refundable in most cases, depending on if the house appraises or doesn't appraise, or if you get approved for your loan. There's things to go over there. Need to talk to your realtor on that. As far as the 620 FICO, that is an overlay. What does that mean? Well, some banks say 620, some say 640. FHA on the 3.5% with a down payment assistance actually goes down to a 580 mid FICO score. I do have that product. It prices differently. There are some deals to that, some overlays, some things to make it harder to hit. We have closed 600 FICOs before that for the 100% financing. Again, you're going to need a seller concession for these. You can get, for a down payment, you can take it out of your 401k, or you get a gift from your mom, dad, sister. You can get a gift from the family to do that, or a partial gift. But we could do this with no money out of pocket if you got a seller concession. So it's a great product. There's no approval for the second loan. There's no separate approval process, no second underwriting. So it's not like Idaho Housing where they do the first, and then you got to send it out and then approve the second, and it's a 45-day close. We can close these in 30 days most of the time. Anyone can qualify, so there's no first-time home buyer requirements. They're not going to cap you on, you can only buy this much house, as far as dollar value, or they're not going to cap you on, it has to be only in this area. So it's for everybody. If you haven't owned a house in the last 3 years, that's just this program. We also have the other 100% financing, rural development. We have that program. We have the 1%, 2% down conventional, but this one on the FHA with the down payment assistance on the grant programs is a great one to start, to see if it fits, if it works for you. If there's a house you're looking at, you have an idea, you want to get into a house, you're tired of renting, you want the tax benefit of owning a house, the security of owning a house. I had one client that asked me after the house in escrow, the wife goes, "He can, so after I own the house, I can paint the walls any color I want, right? I mean, the mortgage company's not going to say you can't paint the walls." No, you can paint the walls any color you want. That's the advantage of owning a house. Now, do what you want, but remember, at some point you might want to sell it. She says, "Oh yeah, but never painted the color of inside of an apartment before. I've always been apartments." And, the landlord says no. I said, "Well, do your thing, plant your trees, paint the inside of your house color you want, change the floor color, however you want to do it. I mean, it's your house. That's why you buy a house. Every time you make a payment, you gain some equity and you get a tax write-off. Those are the things. That's how you make some money. That's how these old geezers end up with lots of equity, because old Joe will be printing the money, has the money printer on, there it goes, and he's giving away student loans. I'm glad your student loans are getting paid off. However, I can tell you, we will have inflation. Anytime they print money, it makes inflation go up.